All right, everybody, here we go. It's another edition of the Rich Herrera Show. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Rich Herrera. That's Dragon Ball sitting over there behind the glass. Dragon Ball, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. Doing well, Rich. Doing well, and it's a new day.
It's a huge smile. Today is our public beta test. This isn't the grand opening of our new streaming television show that we're going to share with everybody around the world, but today is our public beta test, meaning we have almost everything worked out, so we're just offering it to a couple different outlets, a couple different platforms. So if all goes well, this will now be part of our platforms of covering the Arizona Wildcats, not only here on the radio, but now we'll expand into streaming audio and video as well. We'll be able to take the show on the road with us for tailgates. When we go out and remote, we'll be able to have video to accompany the radio show, and we'll be able to do this on our website. So I'm pretty excited. We've been working pretty hard on this.
We've been trying to get it working, trying to get all the things that we need to have visible be visible, trying to get the lighting just right.
We can see you.
See me, we see you.
Which is not that exciting, but you know, most of the time when I meet people, they go, "Oh, you're a lot fatter than I thought." Well, now you can actually see how fat I am.
Well, now here's the thing. It would have been worse had we not fixed the aspect ratio on these cameras. Remember, we had to figure out 4x3 versus wide.
Versus wide lens for me. All right, I got that. I got you. So anyway, if you're so inclined, you can watch the show on our Facebook channel now, Wildcats Radio 1290 on Facebook, and on our YouTube stream. It's up on YouTube right now, Wildcats Radio 1290 on YouTube. So here you go. This is the beta test. Now, when we do the grand opening, I don't know. I'll probably have to ask the mayor to come by and see us. I'll wear my tuxedo. Will you dress formally for the occasion and put on like a tuxedo T-shirt or something?
I mean, I'll go ahead and I'll put on a really nice polo, but I'm not going to go ahead and take the risk of wearing that tuxedo for 3 hours like you were suggesting. I'm not going to do that.
You know what? You're a man of the people. You won't want to I don't think you're not a sellout, right? The second we put a camera in front of you, you don't want to be a sellout.
I mean, sellout's a hard word. I would say it's not so much I don't want to come off as too self-important.
No, you're important to the show.
Oh, no, I'm important, but I don't want to come off as being like, oh, I'm on TV, I'm on radio, look at me.
Look how awesome I am.
Yeah, no, I'm not that person. I'd rather be in the corner, do my work, and get out of the way.
What are you saying about me then?
Oh, I mean, you're the host of the show. You have to be.
No, I know, but if I'm so willing to put myself out there to be to wear a tuxedo,
you're just more excited about it than I am. That's the thing.
I am. This is pretty cool for Tucson.
It is.
So one of the things I think is going to be great is that, you know, the way the Pac-12 network works,
right,
and the way that television's going, where they're just jamming one game after the other. If you're an Arizona Wildcat fan, what do you do before and after the game? Where do you have your extended pregame? Where do you have your extended postgame that you can watch? Well, now we'll set this up and be studio quality. So for football, you'll be able to watch along with our pre and postgame show with Kelvin and Glenn during football games and after football games as well.
And then we'll be able to also, you know, stay in contact in the post game as well.
In the post games as well. So this is just a way for us to expand our coverage, and I think this is going to be great for Wildcat fans that have moved out of town or live. Like I know a bunch of the Beach Cats that live in San Diego. Well, now before football games, they'll be able to watch the pregame show. Yep. You'll be able to tailgate with it. You'll be able to take it anywhere you want. So we're expanding the reach of Wildcats Radio 1290 all over the country.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to be a lot easier to access than probably what some people have difficulties with, the different apps and things of that nature. This is going to be
easy.
One-stop shop.
Boom. All you got to find is when we make our grand debut. All you got to do is find us on our website, wildcatsradio1290.com, and it'll help improve all our digital content as well. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to remind me, this is still a radio show.
Yep.
So don't be mugging for the camera. Don't be going crazy. Don't be, flexing.
Trying not to
Vogue
in front of the
camera. See, now people could see you, all the goofy things that you do. So, again, if you want to look at our Facebook page or our Twitter page, or not our Twitter page, our Facebook page, or our YouTube page. You can find us on there, and you can actually see what Dragon Ball looks like. It's very impressive.
Again, it's as impressive as it can be. I mean, trying to keep it as non-reflective as possible. That's the most important part.
You look nice. All right, we are coming to you live from the studios of Wildcats Radio 1290. They're brought to you by Casino del Sol, Sol Sports, Bet Easy, Win Big, Bet Local, Casino del Sol. All right, what do we want to get to first of all? I guess here's the big thing of the day, and I said this when we started the journey for the Arizona Wildcats. I said this when the Cats got started, that if you think about March Madness, is there anything better than March Madness? Honestly, is there anything better than March Madness in American sports? Rank them. I'll throw this open to start with. Now, by the way, I'm opening up all kinds of new and exciting ways for you to communicate with us. Because a lot of times people are like, I don't want to call. How many people do you have that say, tell Rich this because they don't want to go on the air?
We've had a couple people that are, a little bit apprehensive or a little nervous about being on the air, which is fine.
Afraid that I'm going to yell at them.
I mean, there's.
Am I that mean? Okay, I take that as, yes, I can be mean to people. All right, fine. But I'll give it to you this. I'll put it to you this way. If you want to comment, but you don't want to call into the program, I get it. Like, this is Tucson's radio show, right? So I do my national radio shows, and now that basketball's over, I'm back on the network. I'm going to work Thursday night doing the overnight show. I'll do it Friday night of this week, and then I'll do it next Friday night as well. So I'm going to start doing overnights and weekends on CBS Sports Radio again.
And it's been a while since you were last on that, because I want to say it was back in, December?
Right. It's just too hard to do all the pregame, postgame shows, the weekly radio show, and then all the coverage of Arizona sports that we do. It's too tough to do. So I back off of that during the season, and now that we're out of season again, and my time frees up quite a bit. Now I have more time, so I'll go back to working on the network.
There you go.
Now that one, don't worry, you don't have to work with me.
Well, I was going to say, they usually have someone else working with you.
Well, yeah, I got producers in the network, but I do those for my home. I do it for my home studio.
Oh, okay.
So I won't make you come into work, is what I'm saying.
Now, what about next week?
Well, next week I'm going to take a couple days off.
Right.
I need a little bit of a break.
Right.
So I'm going to take Monday and Tuesday off. Maybe Wednesday. I haven't decided yet. So I'm going to take a couple days off. Actually, my nephew and niece are coming to town, so I'm going to take them down to Tombstone. I'm going to take them to Bisbee. I'm going to take them to Trail Dust Town. We might go to Biosphere 2.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, we're going to run around to do all the zoo. I think I got to take them to the zoo.
Yeah, the zoo would be good. I mean, I feel bad because you missed out on seeing the Herrerasaurus down there at Reed Park.
I know. It's sad. But then we're going to go to the spring game on Saturday. And then we're going to take him to Arizona plays at home this weekend against Washington State baseball. Mm-hmm. Softball's on the road at Oregon State. By the way, Caitlin Lowe's going to join us in the program tomorrow, Arizona softball coach. We'll talk about where they are this season. 3 tough series in a row against top 20 teams. So we'll talk to Caitlin tomorrow about that. But where I'm going with this is that I'll take those days off, get a little bit of a break, and then we just start marching into the offseason. But we will have a lot of coverage for Arizona, the spring game. And I'm trying to get Jed to come on the program this week, so we'll see if we get Jed to come on. But we have a lot going on this week here on 1290. But I'm going to take a couple days off next week, because I got vacation time. Last year I didn't take any vacation.
Yeah,
I left all my vacation. I didn't feel like we could take it because there was so much going on. So this year, I got to take some vacation. Mm-hmm. I need a little bit of a break because this year has been so crazy from football into basketball. So I'm going to take a couple days off next week, and then I'll take a couple days off at the end of the month.
Got to use it while you got it.
Got to use it. Well, what we're doing, though, is you look at the studio the way it looks today, by the time we unroll and really get we don't even have a working title for our television show yet. I walked by Max from Kim FM. He said we should call it Rich TV.
Rich TV would work.
Rich TV.
Rich TV.
Rich TV.
Very short, simple, to the point.
Simple and to the point. But we will take some time off and get a little bit of vacation and get ready for fall football.
There we go. We can go ahead and get everything.
Don't look so excited. And then we're completely remodeling the radio station.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff that we are still looking to have for upgrades and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're upgrading everything here in the station as well. So anyway, enough of that nonsense. Let's get to just the gist of what we were talking about before Dragon Ball took me down this rabbit hole. So there's a lot of times, what?
I didn't take you down the rabbit hole. You go
did.
down there all the time.
I just asked a question.
You go down the rabbit holes yourself. I make one comment, and then you just decide to go in there.
Don't let me then put a metal plate over the rabbit hole. Otherwise, I dive down.
Like, I'm gonna know which one you're gonna go down.
That's it's like whack-a-mole. Keep Rich from running down the different rabbit holes.
Yeah, there's no way to win that.
All right. So anyway, we are going to now include. I didn't know we had a studio email line. I didn't know. I literally did not know we had a studio line for email. Did you?
To be fair, I barely remember times that I have my own email, let alone that the station has an email. So I was super not aware of this.
So I figured out where the studio email was today while we're redoing everything here inside the talk studio.
Right.
So, and you know how I know how old it is? Because no one's checked it for 18 months.
Ooh. You're going to need to follow up on some of those.
Oh, no. I went through and I deleted 5,000 emails.
I bet.
5,000 emails I deleted. So if you want to email the program, if you don't want to call, and I get it, I'd rather you call. That's why we do the radio show. That's why we have the number for you to call in. But if you want to just email us, you can. studio@wildcatsradio1290.com. So you'll be able to call in. You'll be able to email us, and I'm working on resurrecting our text lines. So there'll be multiple ways for you to interact with this radio show, live and local here in Tucson.
There we go.
Okay? So if you want to email, you can, studio@wildcatsradio1290.com. Studio@wildcatsradio1290.com. Call in 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Now, I also found out I need to get blinds for the studio. So then we're going to be really bougie because people won't be able to walk in and look at us.
Well, but that's a dangerous game to play because eventually they won't be able to look into the studio, so they'll eventually just start opening the door.
Correct. But they said that we're getting this new on-air light that'll keep people from just barging in.
You and I both know that there are certain people that will not pay attention to that light because their eyes are going to look to the door handle and they will not look up at the light.
True.
They are going to keep their heads down, look towards the knob, open the door, and go. Because I'm going to be honest, I've made that mistake at times too, but not necessarily like for on-air lights, but just not looking through the window of the door,
right,
and not realizing, like, oh, there's a meeting on the other side, or oh, there's somebody that's I'm not.
I like when we're taping something and people walk in and just throw the door open. Hey, Rich.
Yeah, just say hi.
Yeah, dude, we're working here. That's what the red light means outside the studio door.
What red light?
Yeah, exactly. All right. So anyway, that's all the exciting news, and we'll keep reminding everybody and let us know what you think about what we have going on here. So let me talk about what we're going to do on the show today. Coming up on the program, Dave Hickey is going to join us. He stops by for his regular Tuesday visit. We talk with the athletic director of the University of Arizona. We'll also have our Arizona Insider, although, at this time of the year, because everybody changes and the sports change, we kind of rotate out of the Arizona Insiders. So now we'll just rotate, and he's a friend of the program, Francisco Romero. So I plan on talking to him about all the initiatives he does for the University of Arizona Athletic Department for Arizona in Espanol on the social media channels for the U of A. But then I'll be honest, I'm going to talk some baseball with him.
I mean, you're talking to the Spanish voice of the Houston Astros.
The radio voice in Espanol.
Why wouldn't you?
Of Los Houston Astros. And I just like talking to Francisco anyway. And do you think we should talk more baseball this year?
We should. I mean, it is
America's game.
It is America's pastime.
Yeah. So I think we can get Booney to come on once a week.
Boone would be fun, especially to learn about what he's doing with his podcast and to see who he's been able to go out to the links with.
Well, and he's doing more and more work around the country.
Yep.
As an analyst. So I think maybe we'll have Boone come on once a week, talk baseball. In fact, I'm going to do his podcast. I'm going to be a guest on his podcast coming up this week. It's me, him, and Jerry Hairston Jr., who is the pre- and post-game show host for the L.A. Dodgers.
Right.
So the three of us are going to do his podcast. I might get Hairston to come on the program as well.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. I think he spent time here in Tucson.
He might have.
No, I know he has because his dad played for the White Sox.
Right. Yeah. That's right. That's right.
So I'll see if I can get Jerry to come on the program as well. Tomorrow, by the way, should I just tell everybody who we booked for the show because I'm pretty excited?
I mean,
you know we got tomorrow?
Who do we have tomorrow, Rich?
Stanley Berryhill the third.
Number 3.
The third.
The
right.
third. Yeah.
Yeah. So Stanley Berryhill the third will join us for Wildcat Wednesday. And I got a special guest coming up maybe Friday on the program as well. I've been kind of busy booking guests and getting people to come on the program.
There we go.
All right. We've got a lot to talk about, though. Here's the deal. I do want to talk about Kansas winning last night, and I do want to talk about what Tommy needs to go find in the portal. So we're going to get into that this hour of the program. That Dave Hickey joins us at the top of the hour. I'm giddy. I'm excited about the beta test of, shall we just call it Rich TV?
It'd probably just go ahead and call it Rich TV.
All right, beta test Rich TV. You can check it out on Facebook and on YouTube. And then as soon as we get all that worked out, we're going to put it on our website and officially rock and roll by having this show now being the 39th best local cable access type show on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. And we'll be looking to go up those charts slowly but surely.
Yeah, there's that 5th grade class that has a show about cactus and rocks that's sitting there at 40. We're gonna have to push them out of the way.
I think we'll be able to figure something out to get by them, but it's gonna be tough.
I hope. I really, really hope. Anyway, we'll continue with you. Hey, if you want to email the program now, you can. Studio at WildcatsRadio1290.com. We'll continue. It's the Rich Rivera Show. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. Wildcats Radio 1290. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rich Herrera. That is, of course, the Dragon Ball. We'll take your telephone calls, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. You can now email us, studio at wildcatsradio1290.com. So lots of different ways for you to get a hold of us here for this radio show. Kansas wins last night. And I guess it really kind of hit home yesterday. So you watched the first half and it was a dog with fleas. Let's be honest. It wasn't a very good game, was it, Dragon Ball?
I mean, when you're down 16 points in the first half, no one's assuming that. Again, this was what I was saying is that in recent years, the championship game had not been, quote-unquote, great television. Because it was kind of like, okay, there have been a couple moments where it had been close, but then eventually the team just kind of breaks away, and the last 10 minutes is not worthy of watching because there's not really a dog in the fight.
And I was kind of surprised because I thought Kansas, when I'm watching the first half, they're down by 16. I'm like, Kansas is better than this.
Well, Kansas absolutely should have been playing better in the first half, and they eventually showed why they were a 1 seed in one of the regions. But that early going, I mean, you couldn't have come off flatter than they did.
No, and I thought, as I watched all the teams in the Final Four, I thought Arizona could hang with, and I'm not going to say they could beat because they didn't make it to the Final Four, so I'm not going to say that. But I thought Arizona could hang with Villanova. I thought Arizona could hang with Duke, and I thought Arizona could hang with North Carolina. I wasn't sure Arizona would have an answer for Kansas.
And
because Kansas during the Final Four looked to be the best team there was.
In the Final Four, absolutely. Again, I didn't watch a lot of their region during the tournament because we were busy with our own stuff that we had to take care of.
Right, but once you got past it, once you got past the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, I started watching. I thought Kansas was the best.
Right, and Kansas was showing why they were the last 1 seed remaining in the tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, because again, this was one of the earliest in recent memory where you had at least 3 of the 1 seeds knocked out. I think we got to go back to, 2011 when I last saw was the last time that we had a Final Four without a 1 seed in the entirety of the Final Four.
Right. So as I'm watching last night, I'm like, wow, I was really surprised. Watching Carolina just spank them at the very beginning of the game. And that's the best way to describe it. They spanked them at the beginning of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Then, as you start watching and you start looking to see what's going on, well, here comes Kansas. Rock, chalk, Jayhawk, and Kansas comes roaring back.
And Kansas did. They eventually made it a close game in the last, late in the second half here.
And now Wilson. They've got Manic behind McCormick. Misses the hook shot, but got it back. Wants it again. Wants it. Puts it up. Got it. That's what they want from him. Get involved. You missed it again. And now Kansas on top by 1.
So Kansas comes roaring back second half, and they hold off Carolina the last almost 2 minutes, minute 14, I think it was. North Carolina goes cold. Can't make a shot. Kansas smothers them.
Kansas was keeping them off, keeping them out of the offensive, keeping them out of their offensive rhythm. And you can make the argument that maybe injuries were starting to affect North Carolina late down the stretch, but eventually Kansas comes away with what essentially came away with as the knockout blow here.
High-low action right now. Yeah, that's their game right there. McCormick, you got to go up. Hannon trying to keep him away, and he hits another one. 2 straight down the floor.
And if you didn't have a dog in the hunt, when their big guy goes down and Kansas has a 4-on-5 and they call a timeout because he's withering in pain and can't go, that's pretty classy on Bill Self's part.
Yeah.
I would have dunked on him. I would have shot a tray. I would have moved the ball around, found the open guy, and taken advantage of the other guy being hurt.
Yeah.
But I'm a jerk.
And I think for Arizona fans, seeing that moment, maybe this is just me being overly dramatic, but I could definitely see.
You're good at that?
Yes. I could definitely see how some U of A fans could go ahead and look at that moment as kind of being similar to what was happening with Kirk Kriisa when he eventually had his ankle injury, how he kept slapping the court.
Trying to get somebody like, stop, tapping out.
Asking the ref to
time out.
Get me out.
Right.
So at the very least, it didn't have to wait until the officials made the call and Bill Self was like, no, hold on.
Right.
Not going to run the risk of one of my guys getting hurt stepping on him. Not going to run the risk of one of my guys hurting him more than he already is on the ground. Let's go ahead and give them an opportunity to get this guy. If he has to get off the court,
let's give him a chance to get off the court. And then, of course, Kansas goes on and wins that national championship. But I think Two things. I think America should be happy with Kansas winning because they clearly were the best team in college basketball in the tournament. I'm not going to say in the season, but I am going to say in the tournament.
In the tournament that was remaining, absolutely they were the best team.
No, I mean, if you're the last man standing, you're the best team in the tournament.
Yes.
Okay? But with that being said, we go back to why this is the greatest American sporting event in the world. Well, that doesn't make any sense. For our American audiences, I apologize. No, this is the greatest sporting event in America. Think about this. There were 68 communities that were convinced they were going to have glory in the tournament, right? There's at least 4 number ones that are thinking, I'm going to win the whole darn thing. There's 4 number twos that think they're going to win. There's 4 number threes. There's 16 teams that legitimately say, I can win the national championship. When it's all said and done, 67 communities are left kind of depressed, kind of upset, kind of sad that they didn't win at all. 67 of us had our hearts broken, and 1 walks away with a championship. Can you think of anything more democratic, if you would? Everybody gets to participate. Can you think of anything? Give me something in America where everybody around the country has a rooting interest. Okay, so what are the best sporting events we have in America? March Madness. Would you say the Super Bowl?
I would say the NFL playoffs. I would say that at a starting point, almost everybody's got a dog in the fight. At least in a way.
Not if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, no, but you might be rooting. You might be rooting for another Florida team.
Not if you're the Dallas Cowboys. Wah wah.
Yeah. Well, Cowboy fans aren't going to root for anybody else other than themselves.
Right.
But if you're a Jacksonville Jaguar fans, maybe you're going to root for another
But
Florida
I
team
watched
or
the game
something like
last
that.
night, and I didn't have a rooting interest. I didn't care.
No.
So, okay, so the World Series used to be, but I don't think it is anymore. The Super Bowl has become so much hype. And by the way, can I just bring this up? Why is it that everybody who runs a big sporting event thinks I need a stupid concert in the middle of my big sporting event?
That is strictly, I think.
Why?
That, I think, is to get the casual fans or
okay,
the people that are not
I've
fans.
said this forever. Dragon Ball. I said this forever. Does Oprah Winfrey put monster trucks in the middle of her show so the casual fan like me of Oprah can watch it?
No, Oprah usually gives away about 50 free cars.
Okay, but does she do anything to get me as the casual fan to watch it? And how many casual fans really... Here, okay, I need help with this today. I'm going to ask our audience to help with this. Again, I've got new ways for us to talk to each other. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. You can also send me an email, studio@wildcatsradio1290.com. Look, I got it right here. I could click the inbox and get emails from people. Studio@wildcatsradio1290.com. If you're listening to this radio show, you're a big Wildcat fan, you're a big sports fan, that's what you do. But let me ask you this. Have you ever had anybody who's just a casual fan, Dragon Ball, say, I'm going to watch this game because they're going to have a band in the middle of it?
Yes.
You know people like
Yes.
that? Who?
I knew people that I was in college with in communications.
Okay.
That were not big sporting fans, but they liked certain athletes. And then they were already probably going to watch the Super Bowl because of Russell Wilson. They liked Russell Wilson. And then all of a sudden,
You went to school with some dummies.
Well, and then Bruno Mars got introduced as the halftime show, and everybody, suddenly I have to watch it now. I have to watch it now. And mostly because of the halftime show. And for those that recall, that was the most entertaining part of that Super Bowl.
I've watched Super Bowl with those type of people. They don't shut up about the game anyway. They yap, going into the halftime show. Then they watch the halftime show, and then they ruin the third quarter because they're yap about the halftime show.
Most of them are just asking questions, though. So
yeah, because they just get in the way of everything. We did it during the Final Four. They did it this year where they're going to show they're going to show a pregame concert. I get the pregame concert for the people that are there, and you can have it part of the entertainment. That's cool, but I don't need anything else. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. And if you're going to do that, then I think something like, what's something I never watch? Then I think of the Hallmark Channel when they do all of their Hallmark movie shows, you know, all the Hallmark movies that are basically the same show. They should show monster trucks in a little picture-in-picture inside Hallmark television. Let's go to David on line 1. David, line 1. Buenas tardes. Bear down. You're on Wildcats Radio 1290. How are you?
Buenas tardes, Rich. ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien. ¿Y tú? Wow, I'm getting good. You know what? I hang around Francisco Romero. My Spanish is getting better. My dad would be proud of me.
You are improving, Rich. You
Thank
are
you.
improving.
All right, casual fans.
Casual fans, Rich.
Yes.
Let me tell you, as so far as the Super Bowl goes, we already had casual fans joining the game to watch the commercial.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Right.
Now, there was a stretch there that I was like, really, you're going to bring 50-year-old bands to the stage during the Super Bowl? The Rolling Stones? Guys that were relevant in the 50s are the halftime performance during a 2000 Super Bowl. This is unbelievable what they were doing. And we know what it comes down to, Rich.
What's that?
It's marketing. It's money. It's a way to market more
Pepsi
into the game.
Pepsi's able to activate their sponsorship of the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
But everybody does it.
It all comes down to.
They do it during the college football playoffs. They did it during the Final Four. I don't need that. I'm the one. I'm the one watching it. And if you're going to do that, then please, if it's so logical that we say, hey, listen, let's put on something that has absolutely nothing to do with any of what our viewers want to see. Let's put on a concert or let's put on a pop star. Then let me ask you this. Why don't, when they show, let's say, the Grammys, they do picture-in-picture of MMA in the corner?
Well, I guess that's why they decided to go with the ESPYs. I guess they wanted something to do with sports that looked a lot like the Grammys and the Oscars. I have no idea, Rich.
Besides, most award shows are stupid anyway.
They are. I mean, it's just a way for these people to, self-aggrandize themselves. I don't know. Those award shows are just. It's about to be seen by everybody and to make themselves out to be much bigger than they are. And but I tell you what, it was difficult enough to watch. Like at halftimes, kids kicking field goals from 20 yards out and couldn't make it past the 5-yard line. It's tough enough to watch guys trying to shoot half court shots for $10,000 and not being able to get it to the free throw line. Those are difficult enough. And
you're not supposed to tell people they couldn't make the half court shot. Stop saying that.
And every now and then you get that guy that would make it, though.
That's true, and it makes it all worthwhile. All right, get out of here. Thanks for the call.
Just ask Jackie Moon. Ask Jackie Moon.
There you go. All right, get out of here. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. That opens up a phone line for you, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Yes, Dragon Ball.
I will say that just talking about the punt, pass, and kick thing at halftime, the thing that infuriates me the most about the college football championship is that stupid Dr. Pepper football thing that they would have people throw to remove all student debt for whoever it was that the student that was doing it. I would be screaming, where was I when this was available? I would be screaming. I could throw a football.
But they don't throw the football. They do the shuttle pass. They do the shuttle pass, right?
No, the one that made me so mad was, I forget what national championship it was. There was a girl that was doing the chest pass in basketball with the football, and it was going in like every time.
Well, that's the best way to put it.
I mean, if you can't throw, then fine, I understand it. But the guy next to her is still like chucking with his elbow rather than his shoulder.
Okay, so if you got a chance to do the Dr. Pepper thing, what would you do?
I would at least try to be honorable about it and go with the shoulder, because I think I still got a decent enough form in my throwing shoulder. But if I'm not hitting it, then I'm going to the chest pass.
You got to go chest pass. I mean, you have to practice for like a month, don't you? They find out you're not going to practice. I'm going to practice every day. I can knock out all my student debt.
But how early do you know if you're going to be a part of that? I couldn't imagine that's anything.
Oh no,
earlier.
they got to let them know. If you got a little bit of a notice.
Maybe like a day or two prior, but I don't know if what the competition would be to sign up for. Like it's got to be a drawing of some kind would be my thought process.
Right.
It's
You
gotta
get
be
in a drawing and then they let you know. No, I know because I've seen some of those interviews. They actually practice getting ready for that thing.
Yeah, I was, and again, I'm more frustrated at the guy that was next to her doing the chest passes that he was still throwing his elbows. I was more mad at him.
If you were going to be in that, what would you do?
Again,
are you telling me you would stand there and be Johnny Unitas?
Well, for me, I'm more so probably a little bit more like Sammy Baugh a little bit.
Okay, so you're Sammy Baugh, you're throwing, right?
I'm doing a little bit of throwing, but if I go like 4 throws deep and I've missed 3 out of 4, I'm going to the chest pass.
What if you just automatically go for the chest pass and you knock down 4? 4 get knocked in.
I'd rather at least.
You like that? I did my own sound effects.
Yeah, I'd rather attempt to do it the right way than to do it what I would describe as cheating from myself.
$100,000 of relief from your student loans.
And I understand that, but I'd want to at least try.
Your student loans will be obliterated. No more student loans.
I want to try to do it at least a little bit legit on my part.
So pride over student debt relief.
Pride for a moment, and then I will throw it away if I can't make it work.
All right, what if you had to throw it underhand?
Oh, throwing it underhand, I have no issues doing that.
No, if you did an underhand and you knew you can get them all in, but you'll have no pride when you're done.
Like for the layup, free throw, 3-pointer, half-court shot things, no, absolutely I would be going underhanded. I go Rick Barry immediately. No. Because I have a terrible jump shot in basketball. Like I actually go with the Sean.
Honest.
I go with the Sean Marion route.
The only two people that are athletic on this radio station are
the bobbleheads.
No. I'm going to tell him you called him that. I was saying Kelvin Efon and Glenn Howell.
Oh, okay. This show, I wasn't
sure
this
radio station. The only people we have that are athletic are Kelvin and Glenn.
Kelvin and Glenn.
The rest of us?
I don't know. JW, he put up some shots back in the day.
He didn't play college, though.
Oh, but
he played at the rec center, but I mean, you want to talk about scholarship athletes, there's only 2 of us.
Comparatively, I would say JW is scholarship level over me at the very least.
Well, I'm scholarship level over you, and I'm so fat, old, and out of shape.
Defensive, offensive line. That's a different kind of athleticism.
Today's program is brought to you by PGA Tour Superstore. If you're in there Saturday, you probably saw me. If you're in there next Saturday, you'll probably see me. If I'm there Saturday after that. Saturday after that, I might go in and work a weekend. Like I told him I was going to work. Are you okay?
I'm good.
You started choking over that last one? All right. If you go on a Saturday, you'll probably see me over there. You'll probably see a lot of golfers in there because it's got the biggest selection of drivers, putters, irons, wedges, golf balls, all the accessories, all the clothing you want, and golf shoes. If you are looking for great golf shoes, Nike, Adidas, Echo, Puma, New Balance, Skechers, they have them all. And I got a deal for you. If you want to get a new pair of Nike golf shoes at PGA Tour Superstore in honor of the Masters this week, maybe Tiger plays, maybe he doesn't. I saw the Jordan Spieth Under Armours in there. Golf shoes, they're sweet. Maybe they'll make me play like Jordan Spieth. I doubt it, but here's what we're going to do. $20 off a purchase of $100, $50 off a purchase of $250. So if you want to get yourself some really great Jordan Spieth golf shoes, you want to get top of the line Echoes, you want to go all out and get the best golf shoes you can, like, they're expensive. Rich Herrera is going to hook you up. Mention Wildcats Radio 1290.com or mention the radio show. They'll take $20 off a purchase of $100. They'll take $50 off a purchase of $250. So go out and get the best golf shoes you can, and we'll get you a great deal. It's PGA Tour Superstore. You can go in there, try out the equipment, the putters. They had some sweet Scotty Camerons in there. You can go in there, take a swing, bring your clubs. They've got a bay out there that you can work on your swing with video technology. You want to take lessons? They have PGA staff, training staff right there on their facilities. They got custom glove fitters. They got everything you could possibly want for the golfer in you. And I love this part. When my son started playing golf, we had to go get him the USA Kids Junior golf clubs. They have theirs too. So if this summer you want to teach your son or your daughter or your grandkids to play golf, they've got the equipment to start them off just right. PGA Tour Superstore is located on Oracle and Limberlost, right across from the Tucson Mall. They're a proud sponsor of this radio show. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about Tommy Lloyd. I'll just throw this out at you. Go ahead and start lighting up the phones. What should be priority number one? The season is officially over. What does Tommy Lloyd need to do? 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. We'll take your calls next. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. Rich Herrera Radio Show rolls on. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Rich Herrera. My sidekick, Dragon Ball, on the other side of the glass. We're taking your telephone calls, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. You can also email the program, studio at wildcatsradio1290.com for those of you that are sometimes a little telephone shy, because we do get people that will say, tell Rich I think this. Well, now you can email me instead of calling in and yelling at Dragon Ball. Although I do like when people yell at you, Dragon Ball.
And sometimes people do, sometimes people don't. But in the end, I'm just glad that some people call in to ask how I'm doing.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Oh, by the way, I finally went and saw The Batman.
Ooh, we'll have
so
to
I'll give you
about
my. Oh yeah, we'll have to talk about that because you're not going to go see it, are you?
No, I'm gonna pass on it. I'm
I
all
know.
superhero movied out.
How can you be superhero movied out? You know the multiverse of madness is coming.
Man, I don't even know how I'm going to address that because I'm been way out of the Marvel universe, so I'm probably gonna be super
it's not
behind.
Taiwanese puppetry.
No, it's also not good comedies with Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum.
You see one chick flick, and then
No,
all of a sudden you go to the other side.
I was watching the game while I was in the theater. I tried
I
to be good.
got that. I got that. You know, there's that new thing streaming on Disney Plus, Moonlight.
Oh,
Have
I
you
got
seen
no
it?
idea. No.
It looks weird. I don't know. I haven't started. It just started streaming. I don't know if I'm going to get into it or not.
Do you mean Moon Knight?
Moon Knight.
Oh, Moonlight. I thought you were talking about another chick flick yourself. I was like, what? No, Moon Knight. Okay, no, Moon Knight's interesting. I like the comic stories. I'm waiting to see if I want to try watching that on Disney Plus.
I don't know. Like, I didn't want to see Shang-Chi.
Right.
I don't know. I didn't know if I wanted to see that because I didn't know anything about it. And then I saw it, and it turned out to be great.
Right.
I hope this is the same.
As long as it's not Morbius.
Yeah, I've heard bad things about
that's
that.
not doing good at all.
No, I've heard really bad things about that.
Yeah, real bad.
All right. Number for you to join the program, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. You can email us, studio at wildcatsradio1290.com. We will take some of those selectively. I say that with a grain of salt. We'll take some of those selectively and read them on the air. All right. You know what today is, don't you?
What would that be?
Today's Portal Day. Here's what's going to happen.
Ooh.
Now, you saw some jumps and movements in the portal. But now that the basketball season's officially over with Kansas eating last, being the champions of 2022, now student athletes are going to be jumping into the portal left and right. Coaches are going to be looking into the portal left and right. Kids will start declaring for the NBA draft. Remember, you could declare for the NBA draft without giving up your college eligibility. So this is my guess. This is nothing more than my guess. This is just what my gut tells me what we're going to see. I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. Ben Mathurin is going to be a draft pick.
Well, he's an obvious selection.
A lottery pick.
I mean, what was it? The coach from Houston,
Kelvin Sampson.
He was
said
saying
he's a starter.
He's a starter in the
Day
NBA
one.
day one. So I mean, if you're gonna get that kind of a support from a guy who used to coach in the NBA,
Right.
absolutely, you go ahead. And, okay, it's time for me to go.
And if he's going to sit and talk to people, you could talk to Tommy, who knows what it's like to get people in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Rob, he knows what it's like to get people in the NBA. And then Ricardo Foyce worked in the NBA. And Jack Murphy knows how to get, Jack Murphy knows how to get guys in the NBA, but Ricardo Foyce actually worked in the NBA. He's going to get great advice on whether he should go or not.
Oh, yeah.
This is as high as his stock is ever going to get. He's got to go for his own best interest and that of his family.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so that young man's going to be a millionaire very, very soon. Okay? Who else will probably stick their name in and kind of put their toe in the water?
The obvious selections for that would be Christian Coloco and Dalen Terry.
Okay.
Those are the two that everybody, and just did you see by chance how someone miswrote Dalen Terry's name in an article? I think it was on ESPN or something like that.
They called him Dylan?
I think they called him Jalen Terry.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, wow, that's real bad. But no, Dalen Terry and Christian Coloco are two obvious selections that they'll likely be in the discussion to go to the NBA.
I think you're right.
At the very least, they'll probably go ahead and do like a pro day style workout or something like that.
No, I think they go through and then they'll see, and then they'll get evaluation for the NBA scouting service of where you are in whether you will get drafted or not.
Right.
If they get a chance to get drafted, then you can't blame them.
No, you can't.
Okay. If you're a lottery pick, you gotta go. You just can't risk if you're a lottery pick not taking that. And I'll go back to advice that a veteran ball player gave a younger ball player once. He said, don't ever turn down your first $1 million because you never know when someone's going to offer you your next $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever turn down that first because you might not get offered again. So if he leaves, good for him.
Well, I think another story similar to that would be with Ricky Henderson, where he framed his first $1 million check, and they had to call him up.
Can you please, Ricky? Can you please cash this?
You got to cash the check, Ricky. It's not showing up in our books. You got to cash it. No, it's framed. Ricky,
it's framed.
Ricky's got to keep that thing framed.
There was a bar in San Francisco that has one of Jose Canseco's checks, like a copy of it up on the wall. He paid more in taxes in 2 weeks than I made in my entire year. And that's when I was working for the Oakland A's. I took a picture and I showed my boss. I go, he paid more in taxes than you pay me for the year. He goes, you didn't hit any home runs.
Yep.
So there you go.
But yeah, no, you needed to go ahead and jump as soon as you get the opportunity, and you think that even if it's not a full on like 10 million or something, like even if it's just $1 million or very high 100,000, you don't know.
You never know when somebody's going to offer you your next fortune.
Yes.
Right. Program today brought to you by QC Kinetics. Longer days, warmer weather. This is the time of the year you need to be enjoying life without joint pain. Time to call QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is helping people here and all over America get real lasting pain relief. They use highly concentrated, cutting-edge natural biologic treatments that can restore and repair damaged joint tissue, getting to the root of the pain. It's life-changing. You can get back to moving like you used to with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. If you have nagging pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or back, and you're done with steroids and pain meds, call QC Kinetics. And if they're telling you surgery is your next option, don't do it. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation and free second opinion. Learn more about these amazing natural biologic treatments. Enjoy this time of year doing what you love. Call QC Kinetics. Here's the number, 520-497-4955. That's 520-497-4955. QC Kinetics, a proud sponsor of this radio program. Coming up, we'll talk with Dave Hickey, the athletic director of the University of Arizona. Joins us next. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Wildcats Radio 1290. I'm your host, Rich Herrera. Appreciate you spending time with us. On Tuesdays, we catch up with the athletic director, University of Arizona, waiting for Dave Hickey to join us here on the program. Lots of stuff to wrap up. The college basketball season is amazing. Is it not, Dragon Ball?
It is.
The college basketball season, and when I say it's the most democratic, because everybody around the country gets involved. Big schools, little schools.
Yeah, everybody gets involved, and more and more we're noticing that everybody's got a shot at doing something amazing.
It's changed because of the portal, and now mid-majors can find smaller school student athletes that want to jump the portal and go from a smaller school to a mid-major. Mid-major student athletes get a chance to jump to a power school, so you got a whole new look. I also think it helps you because you have older athletes as well.
Yep.
You have older athletes that have been through this, and the competition gets better because you have so many different athletes. And I think all in all, the slate gets tougher to try to win.
It does, and to go to the point where you were saying where the smaller schools athletes can go to the mid-majors go into the major Power 5 programs. We're seeing it more so where that's actually how more Power 5 programs are reloading and retooling for their next chance at the tournament. I mean, we just had this weekend Wright State, whom the U of A played in the first round of the national tournament. One of the players that was a key focus for you guys on the pregame was Darren Holden.
Right.
Darren Holden enters the transfer portal following Wright State's exit from the national tournament. Now he's going to be in contention for, I would say, a starting position amongst the guards for Ohio State this upcoming season. So you go from Dayton, Ohio, now he's in Columbus to go and play for the Buckeyes.
It makes it... Is it a little less David and more Goliath? Because now you could take kids from who are you talking about?
Darren Holden leaving Wright State.
From Wright State. So now he gets to go and he jumps into a Power 5 conference.
Right.
So you got a lot of kids jumping in. That opens up more opportunities for smallers and mid-majors because there's more kids that are willing to come there and then maybe I can get through the portal. I think altogether, if you're one of the 68 teams that made the tournament, I think the quality of student athlete, the quality of players has gotten better since the beginning of the tournament. Beginning of the tournament play.
Oh, easily.
Because you've got more opportunities.
Right.
You got deeper teams, better players.
And a lot of these guys that have come up from the smaller mid-major schools. I mean, let's take a look at St. Peter's, the darling of this year's tournament, the first 15 seed to ever make it to the Elite Eight. You look at them, they had a stellar collection of talent.
Right.
And now they've got 3 players that are leaving in the transfer portal. That is a wealth of...
But guess what? You'll also have kids that will jump into the transfer portal, maybe that they want to go to St. Peter's.
They want to go to St. Peter's.
Right? So if let's say I'm going to give me a small school that's not going to go anywhere. Give me a...
Eastern Michigan, Eastern Kentucky. What was it? Davison.
Eastern.
Was it Davison mentioned to us? You talk about these schools, the directional schools.
Oh yeah,
South
yeah.
Alabama,
When Bennett came on
like
with
that.
this, yeah. So directional school. Well, maybe I want to go to St. Peter because they got into the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Or if not anything else, when their next coach comes calling and he starts recruiting athletes, what's going to happen? They're going to say, "Oh, I know that school. You guys were great. You did great in the tournament."
Yep. And they want to be a part of that next big
journey for that team. Again, I think I walked away this year. Remember last year I was bitter.
Yes.
Last year I was bitter. I didn't want to watch it. I got sucked into it with Oregon State. This year, watching it with vested interest, because we were all aboard of Arizona with an opportunity to win the national championship, and it meant more, and it broke my heart more when they didn't. It was pretty darn cool. It was pretty darn cool to sit there and watch all of that. You guys want to comment? I'll get your telephone calls on here in just a sec. We're still waiting for Dave Hickey. I think he might be on a call. We're going to hear from him. Just checking with his folks right now, texting back and forth. So we'll see if we'll get Dave Hickey to join us here in just a couple minutes. In the meantime, David, since this is live radio, we could tell everybody we have a sweet deal for you. Here's the deal. Every Friday at 8:30 here on Wildcats Radio 1290.com, we give you a sweet deal. What we do is we get together with some of our great sponsors and folks around town. We give you an opportunity to get a sweet deal on a really great product. Maybe it's food. Maybe it's something. So here's this week's sweet deals. Mulligan's. You can get a $50 gift certificate for just $25 to be used at Mulligan's on golf links in Harrison. Mulligan's is fast becoming Tucson's place to go for the best wings. 23 creative and unique flavors. Also includes big juicy burgers, salads, unique sandwiches, authentic tacos, loaded fries, and more. All coming out from their scratch kitchen to get you back to work on time. So it's a great place to go for lunch. You get a $50 gift card for just $25. So it's half off. You're getting like the hookup. The other sweet deal we have for you coming up Friday, and these go on our website, Friday, 8:30 a.m. You get half off a year's tuition at Immaculate Heart Academy, a $6,000 value for just $3,000. Immaculate Heart Academy is the preferred Catholic school amongst parents due to their exceptional advanced learning curriculum and their welcoming community. Both of these sweet deals go on sale Friday, 8:30 a.m. at Wildcats Radio 1290.com. And again, I'm a proponent of Catholic education. My son went to Catholic school, but I do know how expensive it is. So this is a great deal if you've been thinking about it and you've been going back and forth trying to figure out, well, what can we do? Want to get a great education for our kids. You can get an Immaculate Heart Academy, and you could get 1 year's tuition, which is a $6,000 value, for just $3,000. That is a sweet deal for you, your kids. And again, Mulligan's, $50 gift card for just $25. So I got you taken care of, whether it's your kids' education or whether it's lunch, with 23 different creative and unique flavors of wings, Dragon Ball. So you can take care of both of those. Anyway, they're both available Friday morning, 8:30 a.m. on Wildcats Radio 1290.com. And again, we're still waiting for Dave. What's that? Oh, Dragon Ball's yelling at me? No, I'm going to wait for Dave for a second. Why don't you tell a story?
Well, once upon a time, there was... I don't know.
All right, so can I remind everybody that we're beta testing today?
Yes.
So we've been talking about this for a long, long, long time. And they kept threatening, and our corporate suits love this, and I think it's pretty cool. We want to take the radio show and kind of expand it out. So if you have our app, Wildcats Radio 1290 app, you can listen to us wherever you are in town, wherever you are around the country. There's streaming audio, and you can find the radio show on just about every. You can find it on iHeart. You can find it at TuneIn. You can find it on Odyssey. You can find it everywhere. You could also get it on your Amazon. You can get it on Google. But we wanted to take this, especially with our pre- and post-game shows, and expand them. So we've been working on this. We're actually remodeling and upgrading our studios or facilities. These facilities have been here for 15 years. I think when I left in 2004, they were just building these out for Mike Stoops to do his radio show in here. So we're now going to upgrade our facilities. And as part of the upgrade, I said, you know what, this would be great. Let's do streaming video as well, so we could take our radio shows and give you some video to go along with it and make it into a TV show with Glenn, Kelvin, and I for football. And then do a full post-game show that you're going to watch afterwards because, again, I love Pac-12 Network because I love Matt Muehlbach and Roxy Bernstein and all our friends that work over there. But you know what? They just go bang, bang, bang from one game to another. We thought we would give some more content for you to view and to watch and to listen, and especially for those out of town that are Wildcat fans. And I know the Beach Cats of San Diego. I got a couple of friends that are members over there. And there's so many people that love Arizona football and basketball from around the country. I said, well, we could take our pre- and post-game shows and put them on YouTube and on Facebook and on our website and give people something to watch before and after the game as well. So today's our beta test. So if you want to watch the show, and I think it's pretty impressive. I think Dragon Ball, you look pretty good.
I like to think that it's at least a little bit more cleaned up than I usually am.
I think I need to go on a diet.
I think you're fine.
Good. Thank you very much for saying that. I owe you $1.
You've been doing your, what was it, the walking? You were.
Yeah, I'm not doing very well at that. But I did change up my medicine, all my insulin, so I'm taking less insulin now. So hopefully that will help me from bloating up as much as I have.
Right. Yeah.
Like insulin, since I had COVID, became diabetic, and I just cannot stop putting on weight. Because insulin's, I don't know, somebody told me it's like a steroid. Just keep getting more plump and plump and plump. Fluffy. I'm fluffy now. Like the fluffy guy.
Right.
It's not good.
I mean, look, you were saying that you were trying to do the walking thing. What ended up happening that didn't pan out?
It's hard to get in my schedule. Because we work all day long, and then I work in the morning before I come in the office, and I work afterwards when I get home. I got to figure out that work-life balance.
Right.
So, yeah, but now if I'm going to look at myself on the monitor in here, I better lose some weight. Like I had a kid once who they shadowed, they wanted to come hang out with me for the day and shadow and go around the ballpark. And the kid wrote, he goes, hey, I want you to see the paper. And he wrote, Rich Herrera, the moon-faced man I've met. I'm like, moon-faced, you little brat.
Ooh.
That's like fat shaming me.
Yeah.
But he was only in the fifth. No, he was in high school. I should have hammered him.
Oh, you should have.
Moon-faced
with
man,
that.
Ooh, brat.
Man.
He got an A, but still. All right, today's program is brought to you by Trajan Wealth. Their number 321-4100, 321-4100, or TrajanWealth.com is their website, TRAJAN Wealth.com. Listen, we're talking about health. That means you got to talk about how you're preparing for your future. I need to do a better job of that. We all need to do a better job of that. When's the last time you sat down and talked with your financial advisor on how you're going to handle all the inflation that we're seeing and the rise of gas prices and the rise of interest rates and everything else going on in the economy? You haven't sat down and talked with him? He hasn't called you? Does he know what your goals are and how you're trying to protect your money? If he doesn't, then maybe you need to go shopping for a new financial guy. And that's why I love the people over at Trajan Wealth. Here's the deal. They're fiduciaries. They have a vested interest in making sure that you get taken care of. They have a financial interest in making sure they protect your money. You agree with a small upfront fee with them, and when they reach your goals, they get paid that fee. They have skin in the game just like you. And if that's not the way your personal finances are set up with your financial guy, maybe you should think about finding a new financial guy. At least sit down with them and get a second opinion. Trajan Wealth, they're located right here in Tucson. You're not going to call somebody who's going to be in Pigs Knuckle, Arkansas, or Ottumwa, Iowa, or, I don't know, give me another town in the middle of nowhere.
Nowhere,
okay, good
Kansas.
job.
Nowhere, Kansas.
That's not a town. That's not a town. I bet you they know the difference. I bet you they know that Kansas City's not in Kansas. We'll talk about that later in the program.
They might.
I'm just telling you, they're right here in Tucson. They're over at the Kolb Center on East Sunrise. They're here in town. You call up, you talk to a guy who's your guy, who helps you with your financial future. Give them a call today, 321-4100, or go to TrajanWealth.com, TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. All right, we're still waiting to hook up with Dave Hickey. We'll see if we can do that. I know we will have Francisco Romero. He's going to join us at the bottom of the hour.
He should be,
right around the bottom of the hour, we're going to talk with Francisco Romero, the radio voice at Espanol of the Arizona Wildcats and the Houston Astros. He's getting ready for opening day coming up this week as well. We'll continue with you. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. Mr. Hickey. So hopefully we'll be able to get him on the program. If not, we'll reschedule and have another conversation with Dave coming up on the program. Number for you to join us here on the show is 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We will talk with Francisco Romero coming up in just a little bit. So that's coming up on the program, and he's getting ready for opening day.
Yep, we got baseball finally started up. And by the way, I have not been asked. I've been meaning to ask you.
Yes.
Did you and Booney ever figure out which one of you was owed dinner? Because you made that bet initially about how long it was going to take for the labor.
Oh, I lost.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I lost.
I'm trying to remember what it was that you bet him on that. That being said, I think
it was an expensive dinner.
Yeah, I was going to say I've got the interview on here. I could probably go ahead.
Yeah,
and
find the tape
for Booney's sake. I can look
find
to
the
see
tape. Find the tape because I think he's coming on. What's today? Is today?
Today's Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday. Probably Thursday or Friday.
Yeah,
we'll get him on. I know I have to work Thursday night for Amy Lawrence, and I can't remember who I'm working for on Friday night.
Yeah.
Sal LeGrec, I think. I haven't been on the network in a while.
Right.
In fact, I got to go test all my equipment in the studio at home. Unless you want to come in and hang out with me all night.
I'll probably pass.
Oh, thanks a lot. You go.
I've still got some stuff I got to take care of.
All right. So so anyway, I'll be back on repping, and I will 100% be homing for the Cats.
Right.
So I think Jed Fish is going to come on the show tomorrow, ostensibly so I could tape during our show to play on the network across the country.
Right.
So we'll have Jed Fish on, and then I'm just going to try to jam up as much Arizona Wildcats, and the producer's like, Rich, why is it every time you host, you just put on as many people from Tucson as you can? Because I'm repping the 520, that's why. You're not impressed?
Well, no,
okay,
I'm just also
didn't mean to bore you with that.
No, I'm just also thinking about, like, I'm wondering what all else will be going. Because, like, again,
this weekend, what's going on?
We're still waiting to see if Tiger's going to go full bore.
I think he is.
I mean,
it's going to go. It's going to be cray if he does.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is that, like, that's going to definitely be a talking point nationally speaking.
Right. How many people are going to pull for him? Will he make the cut? I got to get my cousin Alan Shipnuck to come on.
Right, because what was it? The first set of it is going to be tomorrow already, isn't it?
Tomorrow was the par three. And then Thursday they go. But the way and I'm waiting to hear back on how he looked today, if he was out there hitting them out today, that would be an incredible. I mean, does it become an incredible show, or does he have to win it, or at least make the cut for it to be incredible? I think just showing up and playing the Masters would be incredible.
If he can get to the final day,
right,
that is going to be the biggest sports.
So he has to make the cut for it to be interesting to you. Do you watch golf on the weekends?
I will, depending on what the event is. I will watch it over the weekends. I've been a little bit less interested now that Tiger's gone.
Right, there's that Tiger effect.
And admittedly, I think.
Okay, so maybe that's what they need to do for all those stupid Hallmark movies my wife watches. if they had PGA golf picture in picture. If they're going to make me have Coldplay at the Super Bowl, then let me have that during something dumb that she's watching. You know what? They could have used it this week? I finally went to go see the Batman.
Yes.
If they could have had monster trucks at some of it in the picture in the corner, it would have been cool. I'm glad I went to go see it, although I'm shaking my head why. Because I've been talking about this movie for so long, right?
You've been super excited to see this movie.
I love superhero movies.
Right.
I'm that guy. I'm the fanboy that loves superhero movies. So I went to go see it Saturday afternoon. Because I was kind of in mourning because the Cats weren't playing. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I went to go watch it. And it was like watching a video game. Everything was dark. It had shadows and mists, and it wasn't. It was like watching. It was like watching somebody play Arkham Asylum.
Okay, so you're big complaint with it is that everything is dark. And here's the problem. That is Hollywood
That's
now.
the genre. I watched this YouTube channel called Screen Crush, and he explains everything, and he was saying all the homages they had to everything else under the sun. Dude, don't give me an homage. Just give me a movie that I paid for.
And look, you can say that it's the genre or anything like that. This is a problem with just movies in general, television in general.
Too many people that went to bad film school. Too many people that think that they're Stanley Kubrick or what's the name?
Then,
Martin Scorsese.
Well, Scorsese and Kubrick, they can at least light a scene. That's the problem.
Right.
Is that
Everybody
everything
wants to
is
be
so
dark and angsty. So, just in case you're wondering, who's the guy who plays the Batman?
Robert Pattinson.
So he was in Twilight. He was the vampire in
Yes,
Twilight.
he was Edward Cullen.
Because guess what? He plays the same character as Bruce Wayne.
Right.
So he's a good Batman. I mean, he's not big and buff like Ben Affleck or Val Kilmer or George Clooney, who looked impressively big.
Bale was also rather, rather like he filled out.
He filled out the suit. This kid looks like a skinny runt, right? This kid looks like a skinny runt. He also, but when he's Batman, I'm vengeance. I mean, he's good at the growl and the sullen look and the square chiseled jaw. He looks like Batman from the cowl up, but the rest of him looks kind of wimpy.
Well, he's always had a good angsty voice, and that's the thing is that
that's it. He's angsty.
He's got a good angsty voice. He plays the dark, brooding characters well.
Absolutely.
And
he's a good brooding character. That's a great way to put it.
And I don't want to go ahead and knock the guy for being typecast, because here's the thing: a lot of actors get typecasted as certain characters. There are certain ones that it works for. There are others that it doesn't.
Right.
He works as a broody character.
Yes, but then when he's Bruce Wayne, billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne, he was still angsty.
Now
he was still that guy that just has so many issues and problems, and I just don't know what to do with my life.
Yeah. So this was initially when I had heard that Pattinson got casted to be Batman. In my mind, I was hoping and praying that he was not going to be Bruce Wayne. What I wanted him to be was Terry McGinnis.
The second Batman.
The second Batman. And what I wanted Keaton to play old
Bruce Wayne. Right. So anyway,
that was my dream.
This is young Bruce Wayne, young Batman. He's still a detective. He's not a superhero yet. So he's still a detective, but They the one shot they kept showing, and it made no sense to me other than just appealing to millennial girls or to teen girls, is they kept showing him without his shirt on. But they shot him from behind, like hunched over things, so it looked just like something you probably would see in Twilight, some really, really pale, awkward kid who's, somewhat malnourished.
Now, I would also ask you, because you're saying the movie was very dark, dimly lit.
Yes.
How was it in regards to the color correction? Like, was it very gray tones, or was it actually colorful?
No, very gray tones.
Okay, so even more so connected to Twilight thing, where that
it was very Twilight-esque.
How it was in the early films, at least.
Yeah.
It was color graded.
Very Twilight-esque. So, I mean, I'm glad I saw it, and then I saw, I didn't realize there's an Elvis movie. Do you know,
yes.
The King and I are
Yeah, no, the Elvis movie looks like it'll be a very interesting biopic.
With Tom Hanks being Colonel Tom Parker.
Yes.
I told you I've been to Graceland.
Yes, you've been
I've been to Graceland. I'm a big fan of the King. So I can't wait for that to come out. Then they showed the Multiverse of Madness trailer for Doctor Strange. It looks amazing.
Right.
They didn't show the Top Gun trailer. I wanted to see that on the big screen.
Top Gun trailer, they did not throw a lot out when I went to the movies recently.
The new one? You saw the new one with Val Kilmer in it?
Yeah, the new trailer.
Iceman's in it.
They don't show too much. They don't talk about the story.
I've been waiting. I've been waiting forever. I'm actually tempted. Like, I've been waiting, right? Let's see. This was supposed to come out in 2019? Was that what it was?
Yes.
No, 2020.
It was supposed to be 2020. I think it was initially initially released for 2019 late, and then it got moved back
Back
to
to 2020.
and now it's been moved back further to now it's finally getting a release date this year.
Yeah, so it'll come out in May.
Right.
Like May 27th, which I think is a 3-day weekend, Memorial Day. I had actually put together, I was working on a deal that at my old station in San Diego, we were actually going to have a premiere for the brass in San Diego of the Navy, and we were going to do a world premiere on the flight deck of the Midway.
Right.
So we're going to do this big promotion and have all the aviators come in from San Diego and have everybody do this big promotion, and then the pandemic killed all of that.
Right.
So I can't wait. I might take the day off for that as well. I got so much vacation. I might take the day off for that one.
You got enough vacation. You can use it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Coming up next, we'll talk with Francisco Romero, the radio voice in Español of the Arizona Wildcats. That's next. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. Radio1290.com. We're joined every Tuesday by our friend, the radio voice in Español of the Arizona Wildcats and the Houston Astros, Francisco Romero, joining us here for his weekly visit here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Que pasa, mi amigo?
Bien, bien aquí, Richard, trying to be healthy and eating cauliflower crust pizza.
I don't know if I want to try that. Does it? Because everything like something like that, they go, well, it tastes kind of like, or people, even worse. I had my boss's wife once try to fool me. She served it to me, cauliflower, like it was mashed potatoes, and she goes, see, you couldn't tell the difference. I go, yeah, I just thought you were a bad cook.
No, it tastes good. You ought to try it.
All right.
Good.
I don't know. It's like when I was in Florida, I told you there's no Mexican food in Florida. And the one place that was authentic Mexican food, they were serving tofu tacos. And I said, Mexicans don't eat tofu tacos.
You're right.
Yeah, right. Or over near Petco Park, there's a vegan Mexican restaurant. What?
Oh,
I
no.
don't know of any vegan Mexican food.
Neither do I.
All right. Hey, let's talk about a couple things sports-wise, and then I want to talk about baseball. Kansas wins the national championship last night. Convincing fashion. Congratulations to Kansas Jayhawks. Did you get a chance to watch any of the Final Four? And if you did, do you think Arizona could have hung with any of the four teams we saw in the finals?
I think they could have, because remember earlier in the tournament, North Carolina had a little trouble. I think they went into overtime in one of the other games. And so I think Arizona could have handled them right. I think the Wildcats could have won it all. I mean, just like about 10 or 12 schools. But yes, had Arizona advanced past Houston, I think it could have been a great match, and Arizona could have taken it. And I'm not just saying that because, we work for Arizona Athletics or whatever, but Arizona had that kind of team.
It was a special team. I'm looking, again, maybe now we could say we're Rodney Dangerfield and we get no respect, if those of you are old enough to remember Rodney Dangerfield. The way too early rankings are starting to come out, and nobody's given the Cats any respect or Tommy Lloyd much for his second year.
I think I saw those rankings, day after, but I think people are speculating on who's leaving, who's staying, Mathurin, and other players that may leave. So, but still, the starting lineup would be, as my son likes to call it, it would be savage, a great lineup, a great 5 starters, even if a couple players leave. So
if you have Mathurin leave, you still have DT at a guard. You would have you have DT, you have Kirk Carissa, you have Azuolas Tubelis, Pella Larson, maybe he moves in. Balo in there. Pella Larson moves in. Shane Noel moves in. And we get more from Adama Ball. That's not bad. And then you know that Tommy Lloyd's going to be able to pull a rabbit out of his hat and find some kids that are going to want to transfer to play for that style of basketball.
Exactly. So you got to take a look at that with a grain of salt. And you know what? It's okay. This year, look at how we started, how the year started, and look at where Tommy Lloyd took the team to. So it'll be okay. We may not get respect, but we're in there, and I think Arizona will show again. Well, I tweeted yesterday right after the game was over, "Hey, I can't wait for Arizona basketball to start again and making another run to the Final Four." That's how I felt, and I think that's how a lot of people felt on social media.
Do Wildcat fans like being the team that doesn't get respected? I get it now. I mean, listen, there's a lot of people around here that don't like the Duke Blue Devils because they thought Mike Krzyzewski got way too much of a run compared to Lute Olson in his prime, which, yeah, you can argue that, and ESPN's based in Connecticut, and they have the ACC, and they have a bunch of people with some East Coast bias out there. I get that part. But I look at what Tommy's done this year, and I still go back to, hey, listen, this is the number 2 team in the country. This is the number 1 seed. They're going to miss one major portion of their team, Ben Mathurin, but you're really going to drop them down from 2 at the end of the regular season down to where they are today?
But you know what? I'm going to tell you one thing. Having lived in Houston part-time and traveling around the country, and you might have experienced this too, I think people do see Arizona as basketball royalty.
Yes.
And even if the polls say something else, once, when I wear the gear or when I walk with the gear, U of A gear, people say, oh, Arizona. The first thing they say is, basketball, the program, Lute Olson, they bring out, especially here in Texas, they always bring out Sean Elliott and other names. But I think that people do still think around the country as basketball, college basketball royalty. But, yes, maybe the pollsters, maybe the media is still biased, and you know about it. We're in the media, so a lot of those media members from the East Coast will not give us the credit. But when it comes to fans really respect the program.
Listen, I don't want to take anything away from the Providence coach that won the Naismith Award, but I stacked the two of them up. Tommy's never going to say this, but I'm going to. How does the Naismith Award not go to Tommy Lloyd? First-year coach, number 2 in the country, number 1 seed, bringing this program back to where it belongs, and he doesn't win the Naismith Award. That makes no sense to me.
No, I was expecting him to win it, to be honest with you. I mean, he did win a lot of Coach of the Year awards from the AP and other outlets out there. But, yeah, I was expecting that one to go to Lloyd. And, that hurts a little bit, or a lot of it, I really say, because he did a tremendous job. He did a great job. And yes, the players on the court are the ones who score. They're on the defense, but the guidance of Lloyd really, really was something special this season.
And I think you're going to see kids jump in the transfer portal. Here's the deal with the transfer portal, Francisco. We have more kids that are jumping the transfer portal than there are opportunities. You're going to get some kids. This is going to be the downside of the transfer portal. Kids are going to jump in the transfer portal, not find a new school, and not be able to go back to their old school. I think for Arizona, you're going to find a lot of kids that are going to jump in the transfer portal, and Tommy Lloyd's going to get his pick of who he wants to come play because you saw what Arizona basketball was about this year.
Exactly. The window that was shown, the Arizona basketball program and where it's at and how they're being guided, I think it opened up a lot of eyes. If there was anyone skeptical, I mean, some of those players are going to want to go in there, as you mentioned. But I think Lloyd and the program and the athletic department did a great job of showing the basketball, college basketball world, college athletics, of what the Arizona program is about. And yes, you're going to have a lot of great players jumping in that portal. I mean, it's a different dynamic from years before, now that the portal is there. And so it's going to be very interesting to see who wants to jump in with Arizona.
Francisco Romero, the radio voice in Espanol of the Arizona Wildcats and the Houston Astros, joining us right now. See, I've got basketball on the brain right now because I'm still just flummoxed at Tommy not winning the Naismith and the national championship last night was rather impressive. All right, are you ready for opening day for Major League Baseball? When do you guys open?
We open Thursday at Angel Stadium, so we're ready to go. And the Astros won 8 straight. The last 8 games of spring training, that doesn't count, I know.
No, it does count. Listen, hey, a W is a W. I always hate when people go, this doesn't count. You know what? We win so little in life. Savor every W you get, whether it's in spring training or whether it's instructional league or it's on July 4th or the last day of the season. A W is something to cherish.
Yeah, you're right. It is a W. 8 straight W. So it gave us a great feeling. Personally, as the broadcaster, I feel very good about the Astros team. I think they're going to be contenders again. And don't be surprised if they're in the World Series again.
Well, I look at the West for the Houston Astros. Oakland traded away their best pitcher. Okay, they're doing that again. Who knows what the Astros are going to come up with? You look at Seattle. I think Seattle has a shot to make the playoffs this year. What else do you got in your division? Angels. If
the Angels are healthy, they're going to be dangerous.
Listen, you know how much I love Joe Madden. I want him to succeed. I just don't see that happening right now. I look at you guys as the clear-cut front runners in the American League West, even without Carlos Correa, because that kid you have coming up is supposed to be just a beast.
Hey, Jeremy Pena is a 24-year-old kid. He hit 2 home runs a couple days ago in one game. I mean, he looks like a beast. You're absolutely right. And there's another one who went down to AAA, Pedro Leon, shortstop center field, and he'll be coming up. And then we have a great catcher who's coming up. Hopefully, we have a couple of U of A guys in the system that hopefully will make it up to the majors this year.
What do you got?
J.J. Matijevic and Cesar Salazar.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it? I mean, how much of a party are you going to throw for them when they show up?
That would be cool. I'm hoping Salazar makes it to AAA because he's in the AAA for the Astros in Sugar Land, about 20 miles from Houston. It's one of the suburbs.
From the Skeeters.
Hopefully. Yeah. Well, now they're the Space Cowboys.
Oh, the Space Cow. Ooh, wait a minute. Maybe I want that hat.
Yeah, you do want it. It's pretty cool stuff.
All right, what's the coolest hat in baseball? Other than, of course, your Astros cap.
Now, you know what? I like minor league stuff.
Okay.
I like remember what was it called? The Lookouts or something like that with a couple eyes?
Chattanooga Lookouts. Yeah, I got one of those. I got all them. I got Montgomery Biscuits. I got Durham Bulls caps. The one I like is the AA team for the Blue Jays up in New Hampshire. It's Uncle Sam holding a baseball bat. I always thought that was cool. There's a couple minor league caps. Like Brett Boone's going to come on with us later this week and start proving a Major League Baseball. I think his son is going to play high A ball. By the way, he got a hit and scored a run, turned a double play playing in big league camp today, so that was kind of exciting for them.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely, because he's got a shot to be the first fourth-generation major leaguer if he can make it to the big leagues in the next couple of years.
That would be great. The Cruz family here, they've got 3 generations of possible players in the majors, so that's a great story. But going back to the hats and the uniforms,
yeah,
you've heard of the new, it's been around for about 3 or 4 years now, that minor league baseball has this promotion with Hispanic heritage.
No, tell me.
Yeah, I forgot. It's called Copa de la Diversidad, I think. And the different minor league teams wear something related to the Hispanic heritage.
Oh yeah. Where they'll like in Arizona, they'll go serpents in Espanol.
No, not that one. That's the City Connect.
Oh, okay. They make so many hats.
City Connect was nice. The ones in the minor leagues, for instance, you have the lowriders, you have the chanclas. Look into that. And the logos are amazing.
Okay. I like the El Paso Chihuahuas. Oh, but my favorite one, though, is the Fresno Grizzlies have a taco hat.
That's the one. That's the promotion they have.
Yeah, Fresno taco. Yeah, the Fresno tacos. I want one so bad.
They used to belong to the Astros, and they sent me a jersey, so I have one of the taco jerseys.
I have their California jersey. They didn't send me a taco jersey, but I want that taco hat.
Yeah, let me see if I can get one of those, but I don't know if they're having that promotion. I don't know what they're gonna. I think they were called the Lowriders last year.
Oh, that's nice. And I've got so much. We got so much Houston Astro gear at the house. Somebody sent Rigney, my son, a care package of Astros gear. So, like, he's got. Don't tell anybody this. He's got Correa's spikes.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he got Correa's spikes for the minor league. So he's got cage jackets and hats and shirts and all this stuff. And he goes, I'm not an Astros fan. And then Dusty takes over and goes, oh, now I'm an Astros fan. So there you go.
Well, that's great.
All right. So you guys will be on the air broadcasting beginning Thursday.
Yeah. Yes, Thursday we go against the Angels, and so you can hear us on MLB, the app.
Yeah.
And so, so it'll be, I think, at 5 o'clock Tucson. No, 7 o'clock, 7:35 Tucson.
Right, because you guys are California time, playing the Angels.
Yes.
You know what?
Yes.
I wonder. I think if people at Tucson, you know what? We need to celebrate. I'm just going to talk about you like you're not here, Francisco. It's pretty cool that we have so many major leaguers here that reside in our community, from Tito Francona to Charlie Montoya to Francisco Romero. I mean, we got so many big leaguers that live here during the offseason. I think we should celebrate them.
Brent Strong, don't forget Brent Strong. Too bad he's with the D-back.
There you go. Hey, best of luck this season to the Houston Astros. I'll be jealous. But if you get into the ring, oh, by the way, when do they give you your ring? Is that coming up?
Yeah, it's coming up. It's going to be the first week, and I got to show you pictures of those. Send you pictures of the ring also.
Oh,
so it's coming up.
Do you already know what it looks like?
No, I have no idea what it looks like.
Oh, can't wait to see it.
They told us it was beautiful. The last 2 have been beautiful, so they haven't told us what it looks like, and I tried to get it from, a sneak peek from our designers, but they wouldn't budge.
So how many rings will this be for you?
It'll be my 3rd ring.
Jeez, 3rd ring. Hey, it couldn't happen to a better person. Francisco Romero, the radio voice in Espanol of the University of Arizona Wildcats and the Houston Astros. Oh, by the way, what do you guys have coming up on social media in Espanol for the fans?
Well, we're following our recruit. Well, she already signed Angela Baron from Colombia. We're following her a lot. Dori's doing great in women's tennis. Charlize Palacios in softball is doing awesome. Our baseball team is doing.
She had
great.
She had a big home run against Washington.
I think it was a walk-off. Yes.
Yeah, against Washington. Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, walk-off home. So follow us on social media. Remember, it's AC Athletics ESP. AZ Athletics ESP. Give us follow us and Twitter and Instagram, and we'll be putting some content in Spanish there.
Oh, by the way, did we tell you that, like, I don't have your photo on right now, but we are in the last stage of beta testing. We're doing a public beta test that we're taking this radio show, and our goal is to make this the 39th best local television show on YouTube.
Oh, let's do it.
So,
That's right.
so if you want to start watching, we are streaming now to YouTube in a beta test and to Facebook Live. Both of those, Wildcats Radio 1290, if you look them up. So pretty soon, when you come on, I'm going to have to get your photo, and then we'll have a photo of Francisco with us.
All righty, and I'm going to send you the photo from 2006, because that's where I look the best.
There you go. Hey, buddy, I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon.
Hey, thank you. We'll see you guys. Bear down.
Bear down. Francisco Romero, the radio voice in Espanol of the Arizona Wildcats and the Houston Astros, our guest here on 1290. Actually made hamburgers last night. They were pretty good, Dragon Ball.
Did you now?
Oh, I'm getting pretty good. Now that the basketball season's over, football season's over, we'll start getting ready for baseball this weekend. Arizona comes home to take on Wazoo. I have a lot more free time. So I've been watching videos trying to improve my skills at the grill.
Right. And how's that going so far?
You know, I bought these little weights you put on top of the meat as you're grilling, and it actually speeds everything up.
You were saying that you finally got
and
the
sears.
crust,
I got the crust and the
crust
sears.
marks.
So if I can learn how to make picanha, the house specialty.
Okay. Whoa.
I was watching a video trying to figure out how to make picanha.
Picanha.
I can't speak Spanish. Now you want me to speak Portuguese?
I mean, that's not a word that's hard. Picanha.
Picanha.
I mean, I'm not asking you to say alcatra.
What's that?
It's another one of the, I want to say it's one of the sirloins.
Oh,
it's either the top or the bottom sirloin.
Aren't you fancy speaking Portuguese to me, talking about Brazilian steakhouses?
Churrasco de Brazil and Fogo de Chão, those were my places to go when I was having
that's
my
my
birthday.
jam.
Those were my birthday spots when I was growing up.
Those are our special occasion places.
The fact that it's just right down the street is always enticing.
So the big chains are Texas de Brazil. You ever been?
Texas de Brazil,
Fogo de Chão.
no. Fogo de Chão was the main go-to one for me. And Churrasco, when this opened up, I went ahead and I went there with my dad.
There's one next to, if you don't know what we're talking about, I don't know. See, again, stop taking me down these rabbit holes.
Brazilian steakhouses, folks. If you ever get the chance, and if you're a big
carnivore,
this is a place to go ahead
or
and check
come
out.
over to Rich's house.
Right.
Because I can cook a steak.
And now that you're doing these videos now.
Yeah, so you can learn how to do everything. So there's a big fat guy. I think he's in Kansas City, and he's got like 18 different barbecue pits.
Oh wow, 18.
Like my brother's got a Kamado Joe, a Big Green Egg, a Traeger, and he's got like 4 other pits. He's got a big Traeger and a little portable Traeger. So like when we tailgate, he brings out his skillet. And we'll make carne asada. Like we tailgated once before a football game, and he goes all out carne asada, and just he puts on a heck of a tailgate. I was gonna try to get him to tailgate for us here, but there's no game. Maybe we can go out and tailgate before the U of A baseball game. People did that before.
You can definitely tailgate before a baseball game. Some people would argue that you can tailgate during a baseball game.
Yeah, when I was a kid, we would tailgate, and we would do hamburgers and hot dogs. On a hibachi, but we would feed like everybody. We'd bring way too much food, and we're inviting. Hey, I don't even know you. You're not a Dodger fan. You're welcome to come eat with us.
I don't know if I've ever tried a hot dog on a hibachi, but that does
on a
sound...
hibachi.
Hibachi.
Is it a hibachi?
I say hibachi.
Sorry, I'm not as worldly as you are.
Well, no, I only say hibachi because I remember that's how Gilbert Arenas used to pronounce it.
Hibachi. Okay, well then that's okay.
Like when Gilbert Arenas pronounced it, it was a hibachi. So, did I ever tell you about the time I beat him and his girlfriend when he was here at the U of A in NBA Jam at golf and stuff?
What?
Yeah.
All right, this is where we missed Dave Hickey today, so you're gonna have to carry the show. Go ahead. I'm just gonna stand here. In fact, I'll even put for those of you that are watching us on Facebook and YouTube, I can actually do this. I figured out how to do this. I could do a solo camera shot of Dragon Ball. So go ahead.
Okay, so
I'm just going to sit over here and be quiet.
Okay, so you were asking me to tell a story. I found
Tell
out
a
a
story.
So when I was a young kid, one of my favorite places to go was Golf and Stuff. Golf and Stuff was a major, major spot for me growing up as a kid because you had laser tag, you had the arcade, you had mini golf. You had
the Cobra Kai really didn't come there that often?
No, not that often, no.
Did they have the water slides?
No.
Did you have Allie?
No.
Elizabeth Shue was never there.
It was just.
Would you wear your Miyagi Dojo uniform there?
Normally for me it was all like Pokemon stuff because I was a young kid at the time. But one day.
So did you have to watch out when the Cobra Kai showed up at Golf and Stuff?
No, my dad was there, so he would take care of those.
So he would take care of Johnny Lawrence.
Yeah, pretty much. But me and my dad, we went down to golf and stuff one time, and it turns out we were getting ready to play a set of NBA Jam, and there was this guy.
What's NBA Jam?
NBA Jam is an arcade basketball game where it's really like overly exaggerated basketball stuff. You got guys that are dunking, and the shots are on fire. You're breaking the glass every other dunk and stuff like that. That's NBA Jam. And
was it the ball that you roll, or was it joystick?
No, it was joystick and
Okay.
buttons. It was joystick and buttons. So like you could push a guy to steal the ball and stuff like that. It was really kind of like you could make it pretty physical at times.
Okay.
But we went ahead and we were getting ready to play NBA Jam, and there was this guy and a girl that were next to each other playing on the sticks next to them, and we asked them, "Hey, would it be all right if we joined you?"
So there's
And
4 people that can play.
You can play 4 times. You play two versus 2. It's a 2v2 game. So you pick your NBA team.
And for those of you that aren't gamers, that means 2 people can play against each other.
Yeah. You got 2 people on one team, 2 people on another. You pick your NBA team that you want to play with, and then you go ahead and you pick the 2 players. And normally for the NBA Jam game, it's usually you got about maybe 5 players per team, and you decide based on what you want your game to be. Do you want to shoot the 3-ball, or do you want to go ahead and just dunk on the rim? I was the dunker. My dad was the alley-oop specialist. So he would just pass me the ball, and I would just dunk every other time.
So you would throw down with thunderous authority.
Thunderous authority, the point where I broke the rim on these people that we were playing against like twice, to the point where the guy got very, very frustrated. Like, how are you letting this kid just push you? He's just pushing you. He's taking the ball. Well, you gotta do a juke or something. You gotta
Wait a second. So it's you and your dad versus a couple that you don't know.
We don't know.
Okay.
And my dad eventually...
A male and female couple?
Yes.
Okay.
And my dad eventually, when we finally win the game, the guy goes in and turns out, "Hey, man, that was a pretty good game. You definitely know how to work, play on the sticks." And I was like, "Hey, no problem. Thank you for playing with us." And my dad immediately stopped in his tracks. He's like, "Wait a minute. You're Gilbert Arenas." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm Gilbert Arenas, but please don't ask for."
Don't say anything.
Yeah, don't say anything.
Is this while he's still at
This is
school?
I think he's still at the U of A at the time.
Okay.
So I
so
didn't
you
understand.
jammed.
I was dunking on Gilbert Arenas and his girlfriend in NBA Jam at one point.
Really?
And I did not realize this. Gilbert Arenas always ended up being one of my favorite basketball players ever, because he actually was really cool with me. He gave me big props for doing so well in NBA Jam against him and his girlfriend. Although he got real mad that I kept pushing her to get the ball back.
So wait a minute, you were boxing out and botting up on a girl in order to
in the digital world. It was
in the
not,
digital
in
world.
the digital world. I was not being.
How'd you feel about that? You're like towering over, just boom, posterizing a girl.
I must have been like.
How old were you?
Because so Gilbert's time at the U of A was around like the
by the way,
early
people on
2000s.
Facebook are tired of looking at you by
Right.
yourself.
So like Gilbert was around during the early 2000s. So
Right.
I must have been 7 or 8 at the time.
Oh, so
So
you're a little kid.
I was a little kid.
Okay,
And that's why I said that.
I
golf
thought
and
you were
stuff
an
was-
adult.
No, this was me at like 7 or 8 years old. I had no understanding of college sports at that point. I was a big pro sport person
Right.
at that time, being that young. College athletes, I wasn't really clear on.
He wasn't a Pittsburgh Steeler, so you weren't all excited.
No, but when Gilbert
You realize
Arenas-
we're supposed to be doing the headlines right here because we're counting down. The show ends early
yes
because Arizona State played baseball tonight.
You asked me to tell this story.
I asked you to tell a story 20 minutes ago, and you just came up with one today.
I came up with one right now,
All right,
but
so that's worth it.
But no, Gilbert was a cool guy to
Right.
me at golf and stuff all those years ago. I don't know if I'll ever have the
So
opportunity to meet him again, but I would love to say like, hey, remember when I used to dunk on you and your girlfriend in NBA Jam at golf and
Well,
stuff?
I wouldn't say I used to dunk. You did it once.
I did it once, but I broke the glass on them twice.
I mean,
so that was like
it's
I had to
probably
have
something
3
that he thinks about forever.
I'd like to think that he at least thought about it once.
Yeah.
At least he thought about it once.
If we ever get him on the program, that's the first question I'm going to ask. Do you remember playing golf and stuff against a young kid and his dad, and he dunked on you guys twice in the video game and shattered the backboard?
I would be very, very
Would
surprised.
you buy me lunch if I asked him that question?
If you asked him that question, I'd buy you lunch. If he remembered, I take you out wherever you want to go.
No, if I have the guts to ask that question, then I should get a reasonably medium price lunch for you.
Right.
If he remembers that question, I will take you to a Brazilian steakhouse of your choice.
That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I would do. All right.
Right.
You've completely ruined this portion of the program.
But we can go ahead.
We are getting out of here early, though, because Brian Jeffries is set up in Tempe
Right.
for Arizona taking on Arizona State in baseball.
Yeah.
Chip Hale's team's playing well. This is a non-conference game. They'll play tonight. Then they'll go. They'll come home to High Corbett Field on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for 3 games with Washington State.
And you'll be out there for the Friday game.
I believe so. And don't forget, Rich Herrera, CBS Sports Radio. I'm back on the network, back doing the national show Thursday, Friday, and next Friday. I just look at my phone and they go, hey, Rich, do you want to work again? Sure, why not? I love talking to America. I love talking to people in Tucson. It's okay talking to you.
Yeah. I don't think
But that's actually a pretty good story.
I enjoy it.
One of these days we should do. Like when I worked in San Francisco, there was a guy who would do brushes with fame. That was one of his segments that he would do.
Right.
And he would go, tell me about some famous person you met. We should do brushes with Wildcats. Tell me about random stories like playing video games against Gilbert Arenas. That would be a fun segment to do on the show.
We got that, and I also had a couple of times where I met a couple of...
No, save that for the next time we do brushes with Wildcats.
There might be a couple other ones, but a lot of them are...
Rubbing elbows with the cats.
Rubbing elbows with the cats.
Rubbing elbows with the cats. That could be one of our next... That could be one of the next things we do on the show. Rubbing elbows with the cats. I like it. You know what? You came up with a new segment for the program.
All right, there we go.
All right, so enough of our nonsense. Let's get back to what we were supposed to. We're going to take a quick time out. We'll come back. We'll give you the big story, and then we're going to send you to Tempe, where Brian Jeffries is ready to bring you Arizona taking on the school up north in baseball. That's coming up here on Wildcats Radio 1290. right. It's not our replay because Dragon Ball. Well, no, it's not your fault. I want to throw you under the bus, but I won't.
Right.
But we never got to our big story, did we?
No.
So we can do that for the replay today.
We didn't get to the big stories today.
So maybe we'll do that instead.
All right, yeah, we could go ahead and get all these stories taken care
All right,
of here.
and we're going to get out of here early because Brian Jeffries is ready to go.
Yep.
He's got Arizona, ASU coming up from Tempe, Phoenix Municipal Stadium.
Yep.
So that game's coming up here in just a little bit. Coming up, I think we throw it to him at 5:45 for the pregame, 6 o'clock pitch.
Yep.
Right? So Arizona baseball on tonight. Where do you want to start?
Well, obviously the big thing that happened last night was Kansas went ahead and they took their second national championship underneath Bill Self.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk Kansas is the winner of this year's NCAA basketball tournament.
High-low action right now. That's their game right there. McCormick, you got to go up. Hannon trying to keep him away, and he hits another one. 2 straight down the floor.
So congratulations to Kansas. They win the championship, and it was such a special day, Dragon Ball. It was so wonderful because, everybody waits for that one shining moment, right, where they play that song. I don't even – do you know the words to the song or the melody?
One shining moment.
You're just making that up.
Probably.
Stop making me laugh. All right. One shining moment. So when they're just ready to play that montage they have of all the great moments in this year's NCAA basketball tournament. But before they do that, they do have to give away the trophy. And Bill Self and the Kansas Jayhawks and the Big 12, they've worked so hard. The Big 12 has been much maligned because Texas and Oklahoma are bailing on it, and we thought it was a dead conference. But, hey, listen, in basketball, they reign supreme. In fact, who won last year?
It was Baylor.
And where are they from?
Texas.
No, what conference?
Oh, that's Big 12.
So what does that mean?
It means the Big 12 at least has had 2 national champions.
So you would think they'd have all the respect in the world from the NCAA. And then it was time to present the trophy to the Kansas City Jayhawks.
Fan base has been extraordinary. We're so excited for you. And here to present the trophy is the head of the basketball committee, Tom Burnett, to Coach Self and the Kansas City Jayhawks.
The Kansas City Jayhawks.
Kansas City is in Missouri.
Well, there is Kansas City, Kansas. There's
Right.
Kansas City, Missouri. Now, the city of Kansas City, Missouri is where the Royals play and where the Chiefs play and the old Kansas City Royals used to play, the basketball team, before they became the Sacramento Kings. But Lawrence, Kansas is nowhere near Missouri, I don't think.
Not to my
And the
lack
fact
of
that their
geographical knowledge.
bitter, awful rivals are the Mizzou Tigers, which reside in Missouri. So if you thought the NCAA couldn't get any lamer, play that for me one more time. This is Mark Emmert, right? This is the
Mark
president.
Emmert, yes.
This is the president of the NCAA presenting the trophy or narrating the trophy presentation to Bill Self and the Kansas City Jayhawks.
And here to present the trophy is the head of the basketball committee, Tom Burnett, to Coach Self and the Kansas City Jayhawks. The University of Kansas Jayhawks.
I will give it credit. He at
He
least
did
tried to
correct
correct himself there.
And I've emceed things in front of huge crowds, not as big. What was the attendance last night? I'm not sure. Now tickets were going for as low as $20. After Duke lost, all the Dukies and all the Villanova folks just were giving their tickets away. So on the secondary market, the tickets crashed. Going into Duke, Carolina on Saturday, tickets were through the roof. Afterwards, you can get them online for $20. Now, I've done this before, Dragon Ball. Spoken to large crowds, and there's the echo, right?
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
So you get that echo.
Right.
And you've got to not listen to yourself, and you gotta blow through it. But it's not. I will tell you, it's not easy to do.
Oh, I mean, when you have to hear yourself talk as you're talking, it is the most jarring thing ever because you're imagining yourself in some kind of like a cavern or
Well, because you
cave or
hear
something.
that echo. Because by the time you say it, it goes up through the wireless mic to the PA system, then back out, and then reverberates to you. It's a good second delay. So if you sit and listen to yourself, you get lost. And I think that's what happened to Mark Emmerick. But the fact that you just blew it. I mean, that's gonna be on their video for the rest of eternity. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank everybody for participating and all 67 teams that didn't win. One last team standing. So on behalf of the National Collegiate Athletic Association, I'd like to present the Final Four Championship Trophy to Bill Self and the Kansas City. There's not Kansas City. Jayhawks. I meant Kansas Jayhawks. At least he didn't say, I'd like to present the trophy to KU, to Kentucky.
Yeah, that.
Or no, they're KU. Kentucky's UK.
UK. Yeah, no,
Because they're Kansas University, not the University of Kansas.
It's Kansas University Jayhawks, and then it's University of Kentucky Wildcats. If
Right.
he had said UK, I guarantee
that would
you
have been hilarious.
there would have been a lot more. There've been a lot more issues going on with that. That being said, what would have been probably even worse?
What's that?
Is if he accidentally included a state at the end of Kansas. That would have
Like
been
how?
Oh, no. You can't do that. You can't go. Like, think about this.
Okay.
How if it were Arizona on that stage getting the national championship, and if Emmert had said, "We want to congratulate Arizona State, Arizona University," like, imagine the slip up on that.
Well, I had a little one like that, right? Kelvin had to correct me.
Right.
With the flags. I said, I need an Arizona State flag to hang, and I meant the starburst off of our tent.
Yes, it's the state of Arizona flag.
Because next when we tailgate, I've decided I want to get big flags and hang them off the top of our tent. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. You coughed at me.
I did. I apologize. I should have hit the.
Well, no, we're sharing a moment here. So I want to have a big Pac-12 flag that hangs off our tailgate, and I don't want to have a big state of Arizona flag because I can't say Arizona State flag.
No, you can't.
Right.
You can't do that
because it drives people here crazy when people say, "Oh yeah, Arizona, I love the Sun Devils." Or people go, "Oh yeah, University of Arizona, I go see them all the time in Tempe." Because people around the country don't understand the difference between the two. I still get people all the time. "Where are you working, Rich?" "Down in Tucson." "What? Oh, Arizona State." "No, University of Arizona, the good guys. We don't worship evil incarnate like the Sun Devils."
No, and again, that's why I say, like, at the very least, if he just says Kansas City, okay, it's just a mistake on that. If he accidentally put a state at the end of Kansas, then I guarantee you Jayhawk Nation would have been livid about it.
I don't
Absolutely.
like that. I don't like that term. Jayhawk Nation.
Jayhawk Nation.
I don't like the whole nation thing.
Jayhawk fan
Or their
Jayhawk
fan base.
fans.
Did he say fan base?
We can go
play
back
that
and we
one
can
more
check.
time. And that's the other word I hate, fan base.
Let's go
Hey,
ahead and let's
listen,
double check.
Kansas Jayhawk fans, congratulations, you're national champions.
Let's see.
What did he say? Fan base. Who have you ever met anybody? "Hey, I'm the fan base."
So he did just say your fan base. He didn't call them the Kansas fan base. He did say
your fan base.
Like he was
I'd
talking
rather,
specifically
hey,
about the
Kansas fans, congratulations on winning the national championship.
Now, but that
On
being said,
behalf
are
of the
you-
NCAA, we'd like to present Coach Bill Self of the Kansas City Jayhawks.
Again, I think that
Sorry, I mean that. Well,
Kansas University, the Kansas University Jayhawks.
right. I'd like to do that. All right. So anyway, they won the national championship. Get ready for our season of, I don't want to say self-pity, but our season of we're going to get back to another year of getting disrespected around the country. And I
Right.
get it. I get it. Final rankings have come out. Arizona had a heck of a season.
Yes, they did.
Hand it off for Creaser. Looking back inside, fire it to Cloco. Shovel it off. Matherin, jam it home with the right hand. Put it on top of Eddie Lampkin's head. 54-52 Arizona. They're rocking
Boom.
here in San Diego now.
Rocking in San Diego. The final rankings have come out. The Associated Press Writers Poll. The University of Arizona finished the regular season as number 2 in the country and now are ranked number. Oh, you're not. Are you not paying? Are you not participating anymore?
No, I'm
Because now people can see you not paying attention on our video camera on Facebook and YouTube.
right. Yeah, no, I understand. I apologize.
No, well, you're talking to JW. He's getting ready for baseball.
Right. So, but no, again, Arizona had a great season, and as you said, we're getting ready for these.
They started. They finished the season number 2 in the regular season. Final polls, they come out as number
6.
Who is? We're gonna get into that a little bit tomorrow on the program. All right, I'll take that. You know what? You get to the Sweet 16, you don't get to the Final Four. I'll give you the number 6. Now, here's the one. Get ready for this, folks. Get ready for this. The all way too early rankings have the Arizona Wildcats ranked as low as number
15, surprisingly. I mean, there were a couple of them that were putting them about
11.
About 11. You got a couple of them that were sitting at like 4, which
Right. It's just
that's
gonna
nice.
it's just gonna add to the angst of Arizona Wildcat fans that just don't understand why they don't get run all across the country the way that other programs do.
Right. Yeah, no, and that's going to happen.
So ranked low as number 11. I think probably the composite average is 10 or 11 for the Cats.
At the very least, yes.
And that's with Ben Matherin projected to go into the NBA and maybe Christian Coloco. But again, I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the portal. Tommy Lloyd is going to be able to pull a couple rabbits out of his hat.
He should. He should at the very
He's
least
going
be
to
able
get
to pull
some
a couple of those.
big-time players. They're going to want to come to Arizona.
And again, there's going to be a lot going into the transfer portal. Again, you just had St. Peter's had 3 of their top players go into the portal. So
the only thing I wonder is with Tommy, is he going to take one and dones out of the portal, or is he going to want to build and have kids that want to be here for a couple years?
it depends on how good he's, because again, we still got to remember, not only are we talking about Tommy wanting to bring in players through the transfer portal, we got to remember there's also some people on this bench that are getting ready to come in and step into major roles. Again, we still have to look at what happens with Adama Ball.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You got a couple of people on there that Tommy probably wants
think,
to go ahead and build together.
Listen, I'm going to be excited for next year's basketball season.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for us. We got to get out of the way because we're going to transition and throw it up to Brian Jeffries. Brian's ready to go. Arizona taking on Arizona State baseball tonight, coming up here on 1290. I'll be back with you tomorrow for 3 o'clock Wildcat Wednesday. Got a couple special guests. Jed Fish is going to join us on the program, and Stanley Berryhill III will also be on Wildcat Wednesday, so you're not going to want to miss that. Oh, and Caitlin Lowe, Arizona softball coach. So make sure you come back tomorrow. Join us at 3 o'clock. So for Dragon Ball, I'm Rich Ferrer. J.W. Madden's ready to take over, kick us out of here because we got baseball coming up. It's Arizona State live from Phoenix coming up next here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
That was the Wildcat Radio replay with the best of the best from 1290.
It's brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook.
Arizona's best bet.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, this is your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. River and First out.